Zach said, it's fine. There's going to be other stuff. There's going to be stuff in the top 100, top 200, even new launches, TGE stuff that's happening that you'll be able to get in early to position properly, and then when you have a run like this, you can take your profits. It's that simple. Come do the show day in day out. Fresh show in the morning. Let's fucking go. Oh, I don't know if you're streaming, Zach, but
I just started the stream, so that's a good way to start it off. Little F bomb there, right when you go live. Love it. These guys have been in here for 2.6 seconds, and they're getting the little taste. Nah, it's all good. I think YouTube's fine with it as long as you don't say other certain words. I think they're fine with it. We'll find out. We're live on
Hey
YouTube.
boys, hey boys, where are we calling this this bounce on Aster? Let me hear some.
Well, I mean, where did we dip before? Wasn't it like 170 here? Hold on, let me pull it up. Let's see.
I think we bounced off.
Hold on, let's see here. Yeah, let me zoom in here.
7.5, 175.
Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, we wicked down to like 175 4 days ago. So I mean, there's a lot of there's some good strength here. Like we're at 180 right here. Like this ain't a bad spot at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks like a nice little bull flag here. I can see like a little inverse head and shoulders in it as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. I mean, like the pullback with BTC, I kind of expected this to I'm actually impressed of it's holding up pretty well, So I'm pretty impressed with that. And as far as the meme coins go, guys, I'm not going to drop any tickers, but I was definitely in the BNB trenches. Took my profits, rolled them into my perpetuals account on Aster, lowered my liquidation. So yeah, I had it like a 5x on one of those random coins, and I got the fuck out. So I suggest y'all do the same. But I'm actually happy about the dip here, because you get to rebid some of these winners, and I got my eye on a few. But as well as if you want to kind of not focus on these memes, one other thing that I had my eye on is 4.meme, kind of like CZ's pump fund. I feel like selling the picks in the shovels in the gold run is going to be kind of the best way to come out on top. Maybe the volatility be a little easier stomach on something like that as well. But I don't know. I'm just a DJ at the end of the day, bidding 40x leverage trades on Aster. So there's that.
No, I love it, man. I mean, and listen, and everybody.
That's the rare success story to BNB meme right there, that you've sold at a 5x in time. But yeah,
I put $200 on a Yepe, and I sold early. I didn't get to taste the 40 million market cap or anything like that. I sold about like 20 or something, and yeah, I got the fuck out. So.
Yeah, to give people an idea of some of the numbers here, so there was a coin called HODL on so a lot of these the narratives were pretty good. It was like making fun of Solana, how people are GD, they rotate, they can't sell. So one of them on BNB that just launched HODL, it was at 25 million a couple days ago. Now it's below 1 million. There was another coin I thought it was a really good narrative too, BSC. So this time it was Binance Supercycle as opposed to Binance Smart Chain. CZ keeps saying Binance Supercycle. That went down 40 million to 6 million. Hello, 100 million to 40 million.
Ben, what you're telling me right now is don't buy these fucking tops.
Yeah, I stayed away.
Dude,
I learned the hard way it was the Tron a year ago. Exact same thing happened. I ate the coin, 2.5 million market cap, stayed there for a few days, and one day I just randomly wake up, it's 500K, down 80%. So it was just one coin. I learned the hard way. See, I stayed away. No fault to the Binance chain here. There's just something about new memes when they come out. They on a new chain, they get hot for a week, and then the bottom just falls out randomly one day, and everything's down 60, 70, 80%. I don't know why that happens, but I'm glad I stayed away. The only two, CZ's dog, Broccoli, that one's been around a while. That one didn't get hit too hard. And then Giggle, as Zach mentioned, that one has also been around a while, and wasn't really as hardcore to memes. So that one, those two were only down like 30%. But the newer ones all took major dives yesterday.
Dude, these guys don't have any mercy. Like I think people think they live in a fairy tale land sometimes when like the going's good. When the going's good for 5 or 6 hours, it's like, oh my gosh, this is just amazing. Look at all these sunshine and rainbow and flowers and everybody's making money. Dude, there are people going in there that have already had their position that are about to dump on your heads. So like the minute you fucking, sit there and think everything's okay and let's go for a walk. Let's take the dog out. It's a beautiful day. They're getting ready to fucking dump on you. Like, so like I mean, and it's easier said than done, man, but people just get so caught up in the good times, you know, and oh, here we go. We're back. And okay, yeah, take your fucking profits. Like
down
you
90%.
gotta be you better be a savage, or the savages are gonna fucking teach you a lesson. Like
I can't say I'm surprised, you know,
Yeah.
but when I look at Dex Screener and I compare like the BNB to Solana, it just seems like there's still more liquidity on BNB. That's where just all the volume is. Like if you look at the market caps, so I'm still, you know, targeting BNB. I'm not saying Solana trenches are dead, but like I don't think that everyone's just gonna like, you know, rush back to, you know, Solana all of a sudden because of one bad day. So
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. But my point is, like, you know, it's never as good as it seems. You know what I mean? People just get so caught up in the, oh my God, here we go, we're back, we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. Like, dude, when things run up this fast, I don't care what chain it's on, people are going to fucking sell.
Yeah, of course.
In big chunks, because that's just how it works.
Yeah.
But I'm also,
and Zach, the other thing is you can't even get mad at the people for doing so.
no,
absolutely
bro,
not. That's why we're here.
If I go up 5x in an hour, guess what, guys? I hope you have your helmets on, because I'm dumping a little bit. Just a little bit. I won't dump the whole bag, but goddamn, if we go up 5-10x on any of this shit I'm in, guess what?
No doubt.
Why is Paid not talking? Where the fuck Paid go? Why his mic's open, but he's just typing. What is happening here? He's dumping a little bit, because I gotta make some money. I'm trying to buy my mama a house in Italy. I don't got time for this shit.
That's correct. That's
Have you ever
correct.
watched these meme coin charts though, bro? They'll dip to like 5 million before they rip to 40. It's like you always gotta save a moon bag.
Hello, Zach. Hello, Kate. Good to see you all. Good to see that we are back on track. But all I'm saying is that what you said, Pete, is okay. But Zach, what's mentioning is that the malicious way of doing that and just like literally bringing people in a sort of like sheeps just to slaughter them. So just for example, Zach, did you check this pipe chart right now? This is fuckery. And when I did some research, you know what? They reached like $1 per token in the pre-sale. So can you imagine what is happening here? Is this like, this is like, even if like what they call that they have on their board, this is disrespect for people, really.
This makes those people,
you know, everybody
look, yeah,
like
this ruins those people's reputation. Those people that are
100%, 100%, and this is like, this is the whole crypto mind now. You know, maybe because of the Solana, so still they have that TikTok mind like them. I don't know really, but people should not forget these names. Should not forget. But the problem is that, you know what? After a week, after 2 weeks, believe me, if they did something new, people will just be on the line. You know what? We want it, because people, it's too easy for them to forget. So guys, just, you know what? Please do just your own research if you want to really invest in something. And it's like with this one, it's approved me 100%. I hate pre-sales. I hate airdrops. It's just big shitty thing, you know? Thank you.
Guys, we are live streaming, so careful with the bad words, please. Thank you.
It's all right.
No,
let it rip. Let it rip. We're fine.
Oh, we're letting it fucking rip. You heard him. You heard him. We're letting it rip. No, but guys, listen, we talked about this before. Anything entering into the top 100 right now, the top 200 out of the blue, I'm not touching. To me, it's not tried and true yet. Sorry. It's just not there for me. I mean, you guys can chase these new shiny objects, but let me be boring with some shit I've been, stacking in the bear. Let me just be boring. I mean, Aster is a good example of something that did work out, but
well, Aster's not a meme coin, guys. But I mean, here's the thing too. Like, okay, despite what's going on with like, okay, this is hot. Solana's hot now. Now BNB's hot. Let's get in. I think it's all good. Get in the trenches, fine. That's good. But there's other ways to do this. Like, I'll take Toshi, for example. Toshi on base. And you could say what you want about base, like, oh, it's underwhelming, blah, blah, blah. I agree to a certain extent. Do I still think there's a ton of value there eventually? Yeah. But I opened a position on Toshi. I mean, Ben, when the hell did that thing even launch? I got it at 20 mil. I've been sitting on that bag since a 20 mil market cap.
20 mil? Yeah, it's at 400 million right now for everyone else.
Now go look at the Toshi. Okay, you want to go look at a meme coin that has great potential, that's just been shown like upward trajectory over time. And I know some people will say, oh, well, I'm already priced out. Once it reaches, $1 million, that's too high for me. Whatever. I'm just giving you guys thoughts, okay? Go look at the weekly chart on Toshi and tell me what you see. Go look at the weekly chart. In fact, I'll post it up in the nest because I just looked at it and I posted it on my page. Here, look at this chart.
And specifically, look, so that's a 2-year chart he's
That's
showing
a
you.
two-year chart.
In my opinion, it's got the best year 2 of a 2-year chart, because usually projects lose momentum in the second year, understand where they've already gotten on all the exchanges, the community moves on. This chart is just climbing up slowly over a 9-12 month period in year 2. That's just almost unheard. The community's getting bigger, great leadership, and I think base chain in general has sort of capitalized on people being anti-Solana lately.
Yep.
They're quietly moving over to base. The base token is going to launch. People are excited about that. I think that's a good thing. People are expecting Toshi to get listed on Binance. It's on all the 9 out of the other top 10 exchanges. So people think that's going to be a huge boon to all memes on base chain, which I think it will. And then I think just the anti-Solana thing, base chain is just quietly capitalizing.
And I mean, is it crazy to say that this could be at 4 billion a couple months from now? Is it crazy to say that this thing could 10x? I don't think so. I mean, a $4 billion market cap in the heat of a bull run, like that sounds doable.
Yeah, Zach, I feel like a lot of stuff in the top 200 have that potential specifically. Between that like 75 and 200 on coin market cap, I think if they're a good project or a good meme, you got a 10x easy. At the heat of this bull run, you know me, I love 10x's. That's all I'm looking for. You stack a few 10x's back to back, you're doing fucking great. I think a lot of this stuff, like for me, I love Superverse. It's at like 150 something. To me, easy 10x. Like you said, 4 billion right there. And that shit has utility, and there's already stuff being built on it. For example, not shilling, just, using an example. But I think you're absolutely correct, Zach.
Well, and here's another example. Here's another example. Over on Solana, I know the trenches are dead and all that shit. Whatever, right? Okay. Trenches are dead. Go look at Useless. If you would have bought that thing early and held it, go look at the Useless coin. Go look at that chart. Go take a look. If you'd have bought that thing, I mean, hell, it's up 85% in the last 7 days. I mean, there's still things happening. It's just like people use like this allness language, like it all sucks, or it's all bullish, it's all great, it's all shitty. It's never all or nothing. Like there's just getting in the right things and getting in the wrong things, and not selling when you should sell and holding when you should hold. It's never like all the way this way or all the way that way. I hate that. Solana trenches are dead. It's like, well, I mean, okay. I mean, maybe the pump.fund, the shit that you're getting at a $1,000 market cap and hoping it gets to fucking $1 million or whatever. Maybe, yeah. But I mean, if you look at the top meme coins, I mean, look at the top meme coins and how many of them are Solana meme coins still. Just go through the top 10, top 20. Meme coins. And then, I mean, again, Useless. This thing's climbing. It's going against the grain. It's built on Solana. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so there's shit happening still on these other chains. It's not the end all be all. And you know what? Shit in crypto is short-lived, man. Especially in meme coins. This shit moves so fast. Look, I mean, yesterday we were talking about how everybody and their brother's going to become BNB meme coin millionaires, and now we're talking about how everybody's broke the next fucking morning.
Exactly. And you know what? Believe me, they will go back to Solana. Solana is still good. The problem, let me say this. Look, there is a very important guy, like the leader of our community. He said this is very wise. He said, like BNB, now it's like the FOMO, the new FOMO now, but believe me, they are coming back because the communities there in BNB, you cannot understand their mentality. You cannot understand what they really like. You know what I'm saying? And if you can see that most of these, it's like there is a special cabal. It's a theory. It's not a factual. There is like a special cabal related to CZ in indirect way that pumping all these coins, you know. So, but it's in very near period they will all come back to Solana, and Solana will revive again.
Ahmed, I'll give you this example, and this is for everybody. Share the room, guys, if you haven't already. And this is, I think this is the perfect way to outline how meme coins work and why chains don't fucking matter. If Brian Armstrong were to send a tweet right now, we're dropping a new meme coin. It's called Strong. What do you think would happen? And it's going to be on base. Everybody and their fucking brother would be fucking going on base and tweeting on X. Oh my God, base meme coin season. Here we fucking go. It's the base chain. Here we go. I told you BNB's dead.
Why do they sound like that?
Because this is how people
on base talk?
I don't know, bro. This is just the shit that I fucking hate. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. It doesn't matter. Next week will be another fucking thing. Like, it's fine. Make the money, but like, just don't get caught in the trap, you know? Just don't get caught in the trap.
Exactly. Look, I hate the kids in Solana trading these memes, because literally they just like taking $50, literally stealing $50 from their mom purse and doing these all problems on Solana. But still, Solana is very, I don't know why, but I feel it's like, it is fast, it is reliable, it is the meme thing, you know. It's like, and all these apps, the most important apps like Jupiter, whatever, like, you know, Solana has its own special environment, you know. And still, means Solana, like, it means that whatever other chain, like, they have all my respect, but it's like, for me, it's like going to like weird place, really. But Solana is the place. It's the thing for launching a good meme.
I will say this: I think there's a good meme on every major chain. You know, Cardano has Snack, Solana, like you were talking about, has a bunch. BNB had some good ones, you know. But every major chain is going to have at least one that's just going to be the mascot. You know, Sui has Lofi. Shout out to Lofi. They're cooking. Their merch is great. I love those guys. Real quick before we go on, I got to get Brian Chain, one of our partners, up here. So I do need someone to drop down because I don't have enough room on the stage. It could be anybody. It doesn't have to be everybody. I just need at least one person so I can get Brian up here. I know normally he has to go right after he gets up, so if I can just get him on real quick, that'd be great. Kong, I see you. Kong, we'll bring you back per usual, even though, you know, you'd be chasing people in red dresses. Brian,
share
good morning.
Share the room, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here too. We are live streaming it over on YouTube X. Shout out to everybody listening over there. People are rolling in some comments and questions. I'll interject with some of the things people are saying on the YouTube side and the live. Real quick though, let me jump to Duchess and feel free to just jump into this conversation. And obviously, you guys are you're there on behalf of on Jerry as well. So what's going on? Welcome to the space.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, guys. Yeah, I'm here with Malachi and Jurassic. We're with Jerry. Yeah, we are listed, Jerry the Turtle, JYAI. We're listed on over 47 exchange already. I think it was first introduced in December. And we have an amazing community. It's been great. I really, you know, I've been in this space. 2020 was my first real bull run, and I did everything that was really, really safe. But Jerry has been an amazing ride, and we're just getting started.
Love it.
Malachi?
Love it. Yeah. Feel free, guys, jump in and give your thoughts if you want to, just on the macro and kind of how you see the meme coin market. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on all that. By the way, guys, Jerry is up today in a sea of red. We've talked about this one before. Full disclosure, I'm partnered up with these guys. Love that they've been around since late 2024. They've shown staying power in the space. I'll go ahead and make a post and put it up in the nest. I'll give you guys a snapshot of their weekly chart. They've been out for a long time. Still creating some higher lows, which I like. They're kind of back down close to support from July, but I'll turn it over. Go ahead, and then I'll post this up in the nest.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having us. We appreciate the time. I just wanted to go back to the conversation you guys were having before, about people getting wrecked. I was listening to the show yesterday when you guys were talking about BNB memes, Solana trenches, whatever it be. I think the important thing to differentiate between what meme culture is, normies aren't really in the trenches, right? I mean, that's a PvP game that's very hard to to win at, as you're saying. I mean, when you get a, whether it be 2x or 10x, like Paid was saying, you're going to have to dump it. But that's the difference with what we're building over here on Jerry, is it's not, a trench game. Like Duchess said, we've been in the game since December and really growing steadily since January and just building community. So the community is what we're basing everything on. I mean, if you go into the Telegram, the website, you'll see what we got there. We're sitting just above 6.5 thousand holders at the moment. So it's been a steady climb. I can remember the days when we, had 100 holders. Both Duchess and Malachi here that are joining me from the Jerry team. We all joined the same day, late December. So it's been a fun ride, and like I said, I just wanted to put that out there. I was kind of chomping at the bit as you guys were talking about trenches and PvP, and it's just like, that's not what we're here to do. That's not what we're doing. So, we're building, we're steady. Appreciate the words that you said, Zach, about the Jerry team. But from there, I'll hand it over to Malachi if you wanted to touch on anything. I know that Duchess already mentioned the exchanges that we're on. So there's 47. That's going to continue to go up. Not many of those at the moment are tier ones, or what the industry views as tier ones. A lot of them are tier twos and tier threes. But one of the very important things to remember about in any space in crypto is, not everybody has access to all of these exchanges. I mean, some are restricted based on your location. So the more exchanges you have, the broader audience you can achieve, the larger liquidity that you can gain, minimize slippage through your trades based on your situation, and also whether you have access to them or not. People have their own preferences, right? I mean, so there's hundreds of, I don't know how many exchanges there are out there, right? But there's hundreds. I mean, we see them all the time. But you're probably going to stick to your main 2 to 10 that you're going to use for your typical trade style. So yeah, just wanted to capitalize on that, and just reiterate what Duchess was saying about 47 exchanges, which at a market cap of currently 7.4, where we're sitting today, like you said, up a little bit in a sea of red. 47 exchanges for a smaller project like us is, I think, a real sign with the daily volume that we're seeing above 15 million that the more exchanges we get, the broader audience we can reach, that this thing's just going to continue to climb. And that's what the Jerry team's all about.
What was the all-time high, Jurassic?
So I'm looking at CMC right now, and if you look at it, it has like 19, but I can remember being in the chat on that day, and you see buys coming in. I want to say it was like 21, something like that.
It whipped up to like 22 million quickly from what I remember. But yeah, no, great having you guys on the show. I've been working with the Jerry dev too since like early February, 8-9 months. One of the most organized devs out there. Yeah, what I learned from him basically, just you don't really need to like get the biggest exchanges first or work with like the biggest influencers. You start with like the medium-sized influencers. Get a lot of long-term people working with it, and always bring in some new people. And then the 47 exchanges just kind of spread it out evenly every week, every month. There's a few, so it just keeps the momentum going. And you start with the smaller exchanges, and he seems to go to the medium ones and the bigger ones, as opposed to just going to the top ones, getting a huge pump there. Then you're not going to be able to keep up the momentum. So yeah, Jerry, one of the most organized devs in all crypto. He just runs it like a company. Mad props for me.
Love it. And I put the weekly chart up there too. Malachi, I'll get right to you. I put the weekly chart. What I love about it is it's a slow grow. And like when I'm looking at like meme coin projects, either to invest in, maybe to work with, or maybe even both, I want to see sustainability. I want to see like over time. I want, as they say in the science world, longitudinal data. Give me data over time. Because anything can pump for a day, anything can come out for a week and capture the mind share. But if you can, launch a project in late 2024, and here we are, October 9th, 2025, and the chart still is in a, really good spot, growing community. That's what it's all about. And those are the type of projects that actually have staying power. And those are the type of projects that, gain the mind share when it actually matters. You know what I mean? Like when you get into that FOMO, trend, right? People are going to flock to, household names that have been around for a while. So I also echo what Ben said, man. You guys are doing it the right way. Malachi, go ahead, and then we'll hop over to Matt. I see Matt with his hand up.
Yeah, how's my audio? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, man.
All right, nice, man. Hey, appreciate you letting us on here. You asked about the all-time high, and it looks like on Uniswap on May 27th, we hit, what was that, 21.47 million? And then again, on August 19th, we hit another high of 20.95. So, like, you can see, like, especially if you look at the weekly chart, you can see that it's, there's some work to do in that 20 million range. But I think once that level is taken out, we should see some fireworks on Jerry. Yeah, and although technically I'm not a team member, but I have been in this project really early. So I'm somebody who's in the community who has been watching this team and watching the dev, and I haven't. I in my personal time in crypto, I haven't seen a dev who operates like this dev. And so he's kind of shown himself for me to be legit. He's committed. He's dedicated to this project. He really, is doing everything as he can as far as what I'm seeing to get this thing as high as possible. And I think his objective really is to get this project up, into the $1 billion range. And that's what I'm looking for as well. And I think, this is a pretty solid project. But I did want to touch on something else, because you mentioned, you guys earlier were talking about, BNB and Aster. And, I got in Aster when it was like around 91 cents. And, I've kind of been dollar cost averaging in on the dips as it's been rising. And I have also been taking some profits on the peaks. But I saw something yesterday that that got my attention. And it was MetaMask. So MetaMask, they announced yesterday that they are doing perps trading on built into their wallet. And on top of that, they're integrating Hyperliquid. So when I saw that, for me, that was like, man, that's a heavy blow to Aster, because, Aster and Hyperliquid, they're kind of like competitors. And then now you have one of the biggest wallets out there, the OG wallets, integrating Hyperliquid perps trading, and then if you look at the details of, what they're doing, it's pretty competitive. Like, you can fund your account with any EVM token on just about any EVM chain. So that's, and I noticed that the Aster chart, has been going down since then. But I do see Aster as a big player in the future. So, although I do think that was a really strong move on MetaMask end, and also I would say Hyperliquid, I do see Aster as, is doing very well. But yeah, I took a good amount of profits at about 215, and took some more profits yesterday, after I heard that news, and raised some stop losses on trades that I had, just to make sure everything is in the green. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about that announcement, the MetaMask perps? I'm curious.
That's a great point. And when Aster was going up, I think it was Mutasco talking about, hey, there's still some competition here, and Hyperliquid is not going away. And I think Aster's definitely going to be a winner, I think, within the perp dex narrative, but they're not going to be the only winner. I know Base has their thing going with Avantis. I think eventually that could take off. I think all these major chains are going to make a play at this because, it's proven that people want it. And I think it's a great point, man. I think, you could probably play the whole perp dex narrative. And to your point, maybe DCA your way in, DCA your way out of a lot of these different assets, all while maybe still holding a little bit in each bag for the long term. I agree with you. I don't think Hyperliquid's going away anytime soon. There was that initial scare, I think when Aster burst on the scene, and I think competition in any marketplace, competition in any sector is good. And I think we have it. I think, now with Aster and Hyperliquid and Avantis, and you've got Synthetics, which they're an OG. They've been around. They're not going anywhere. And I'm sure these other chains, well, if they don't have something out already that they're, stacking on top of, or, I'm sure they're getting something ready to roll out. So I'm with you. I don't know if anybody has anything to add there. Matt, you got your hand up, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, no, as far as that goes, I don't mess with those type of coins. If I'm trading, I'm in the trenches where all the liquidity is at. There's nothing wrong with, leverage trading and stuff like that, but to me, I like the excitement of the casino and the interaction and engagement of the casino. And, like BNB, how everybody said it, BNB is going to crush Solana. And it's like, I didn't even make it over to BNB in the last couple of days because there's too much going on in the Solana space, in the pump fund space. And what's crazy to me is the amount of people like that I see on social media that actually FUD pump fund, or that are hating on pump fund because, like, do you hate money that bad? Because there's a shit pile of money in there. And it's easy to navigate through if you're a fairly experienced trencher, right? Like, if retail comes in and gets into the trenches, they better go to Asker, or they better go to the top 100. You know what I'm saying? Because if they go into the trenches, they are 100% exit liquidity. But nothing's going to change there, and nothing's going to change, in the near future for all the division of the top 100, top 200 versus the trenches, whether it's BNB, pump fund, whatever. I think right now, like for me, instead of I don't even look at my altcoin bags right now, like Hedera and all that stuff. Every now and then I'll go look at the chart, right, on like CoinGecko, and be like, oh, great, it's still sitting at 21 cents. Wow, it hasn't moved in months, So to me, that's like nothing. And I'm not going to leverage on any of that stuff for Bitcoin. But like, as far as like walking around money, Gator getting a little bit of walking around money. I'm in the trenches for that stuff. And $20-$30, like whatever, that's still funner than watching, or more exciting than me watching my crow bag go back down to 18 cents, So it's like, for me, there's more activity, more excitement in pump fund trenches than there is in like the top 100, top 200 at this point. But that's not to say that I'm not watching them. You know what I'm saying? Or projects that are coming out. Like, if something, I'm to the point now where a couple of my guys are actually watching crypto closer, and actually closer than I am when it comes to the top 200. And they're sending me plays and sending me info on what they think is happening. Like Linea, I didn't just find that one out of nowhere or on my own even. I got a call from a buddy of mine. He told me the whole spiel about Linea for like 10 minutes. And I said, all right, that's good enough for me. I'm in. And, like a week ago, I got into Linea. And I it's still where I entered, right? Like, it hasn't done anything significant, but it's going to. Like, I have no doubt in my mind. But that's not when you are making the money. You're not making the money. Like, I'm not chasing green candles on the top 200. I'm chasing the green candles in the trenches. So as far as it goes with me, I buy Linea, and I know that's not going to do anything for like 2 months, 3 months, maybe a little bit longer. But again, I believe we are in the bull run, and they are suppressing the market. There's like, they can't continue with this market suppression. I just don't see how they can continue. Because if they do, they're just giving more people buying opportunities. Also, I 100% believe Trump is going to give out a stimulus check in Q1 tax season. And I think they're going to turn on quantitative easing in tax season. I mean, I just, that's what I think. I'm 100% there. And with that, I don't see them allowing us to continue with buying opportunities, DCAing into until Q1. So I still am at a point where I believe Q4, now until the end of the year, is where they're really going to turn it on. And we're going to see some God candles in these altcoins, and Bitcoin going to whatever, 140, 160, somewhere in there, the top for the year. And then everything else behind it is just going to explode. So I'm still bullish on the altcoins. Don't get me wrong. And things like Asker, I wish I would have got into it, but I faded it because I was in the trenches. I was wallowing around in the sewage. But I'm still bullish on where we're at in time. I think Q1 is going to bring the refund check, quantitative easing, and then Q4 is where they will no longer keep the market suppressed. They just have to blow it up and give us our multipliers that we've all been waiting for. That's where I'm at. So, I don't, about all these new projects, everything's going to be tokenized, keep grinding. I mean, and not to give myself a shameless plug, but I am live streaming the Lakeview right now. So if you go over to my X account, you can jump on Don Quan in Pump Fun, and you can actually see the lake, what my view out my patio door. So anyways, that's all I got. And great space. I love it when people are getting into new projects and the devs come up and plug their actual project. Like they know how to code and write these things. I don't know how to write a coin, but if you do, that's amazing. To me, that shit is insane because my brain cannot even go there. So just hearing people talk about their projects is freaking bullish to me. Like that's where the future's going, and I love it.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. Hey, real quick on Aster. So, what I'm watching for on Aster is I would actually like to pick up some more at much lower prices. So if it I'm watching for it to possibly lose 165. It might not though, but if it loses 165, there's a possibility for a liquidity sweep down into like the 152 region and possibly down into the 132 region. So that's where I would like to pick up some more. Yeah, and I think that it's wise when you're in this space to have a diversified portfolio. Like as far as like meme coins, Jerry is my largest meme coin holding, and it's mainly because of the dev and the potential of the project, and just the amount of relentless work that's being put into it, like the number of exchange listings, like he's treating the project from like a quality assurance standpoint, where he's optimizing liquidity on exchanges. Like, where do you see that? Like the amount of effort that he's putting into it gives me confidence to continue to dollar cost average into it when it drops. So like right now, if you look at the weekly chart, it's testing a major. Let me pull it up real quick. It's testing a major support resistance zone, and it actually just pushed up out of that zone, and that zone dates all the way back to February of this year. So that zone was resistance from February through May, and then once May hit, it popped off, and since May, it's tested that zone as support twice and held it as support, with the most recent test in September. And so right now it's pushing out of that zone, and it looks like if you look at the daily chart, it's sort of forming a W pattern, which could be a continuation pattern. It just has a few moving averages it needs to break through, like the 21 EMA and the 50 SMA, and that's on a daily. But on the weekly, it just looks monstrous. You know, it's just this is a project that I'm bullish on. You know, like a large cap. You know, it's like a large cap with utility. That's the way I'm looking at it. You know, that's how bullish I am on this project.
You know, Malachi, to your point though, like one of the things you're making me think about is like when a meme coin's been out almost a year, you can actually do TA on it, which is nice. You know, this stuff that launched yesterday or like a week ago, like you can't do any analysis. Like, but you know, when things are out for a long time, like you could start to like zoom out and like, okay, you can actually put together a plan. You know what I mean? Versus stuff that launches brand new. I mean, there's no plan. It's just like get in and get out, hopefully at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, you know, these brand new coins, it's really, you know, what is the narrative behind the meme? You know, like what does the community look like? How bullish is the community? What is the sentiment of the community? The dev, you know, what is the dev communicating? How often is the dev communicating? What is the dev actually doing? You know, those are things that if you're going to play in meme coins, and if you're really looking at getting, you know, into a serious meme coin project, those are the things you want to look for. Now, if you're just in the trenches, just trading, you know, day trading and just trying to make money, you know, here and there, then, you know, you have at it. You know, just don't put money into those projects that you're not willing to lose. Like you've got to, if you want to make real money in this space, you've got to do the research. You've got to put the effort in. You've got to make sure that you use good risk management. You should know some degree of TA so that, you know, you can identify when, you know, when something is starting to hit resistance and topping off. So you can take a little, you know, some profit, you know. If it's a low liquidity coin, you know, you don't want to dump, you know, you want to take profits responsibly, you know, and then rotate those profits back in to support the project as it comes down. That's, you know, that's how you want to, you know, to trade this market. But overall, it's really, really wise to be diversified, have a diversified portfolio. You don't want to put all of your money into a meme coin because meme coins will have corrections. And if you got all your money in a meme coin and it drops, you're going to panic. And most likely you're going to sell and you're going to be dumping at the bottom. You know, you don't want to do that. You're just giving your coins to the smart investor, you know, who's investing wisely. So those are just, you know, some of my thoughts.
Facts, man. Appreciate you. And shout out to the whole Jerry team for showing up today. Y'all, you guys know you're always welcome, man. We do these spaces Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And this is how we do it, man. Even with any sponsor we have, like organically just kind of bring it into the conversation. I think that always sits best with people too, you know? And it's not just like a straight shill space, but we're adding value first and foremost. Mutasco, you got your hand up. Let me get to Jerry News first real quick, and then we'll get to Mutasco.
Real quick, I want to make sure we get to Brian also from Paul.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, let's go Jerry, and then Jerry News. Let's go Brian, and then Mutasco. Good call.
Fantastic. Thank you, Zach. Just to double check I'm coming through okay?
Yeah, got you good, man.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Just a quick point, really. I know someone else is keen to get in here. Just to say, first of all, thank you for you know, allowing the Jerry team to come on today. It's fantastic to, I suppose, to be telling you all about Jerry. But just from my own perspective, obviously we've got a little bit of history, Zach. I've worked with you in the past. You know my background a little bit. And I think one of the points you mentioned just now is about research, and particularly when I was looking at what meme coin I'm going to support, and I've supported numerous projects over the years, and the most important thing for me was looking at the team. And the beautiful thing that I just stumbled upon with Jerry, if I'm honest, was have a look at the website and go to meet the team. And I know the team are not really keen to really shout this too loudly right now for where the project is. But I would just encourage everyone, if you're looking at your meme coins, go to the team page, look who the team is, and look at their history. And I think with Jerry in particular, you'll be quite surprised. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, let me just add quick. It's I couldn't agree more with me. It's like maybe narrative 30%, 70% dev team, because I want to know exactly how much money approximately the dev has, how his previous projects have done, what kind of exchanges he gets on, what size influencers he works with, does he stick with projects for a long time? A project like Jerry, then that kind of checks all the boxes. Some people like narrative only coins where you don't know where the team is, even if it doesn't rug, they just don't seem to have enough staying power these days. People give a shit for that, but yeah, it's the dev team most important. The narrative second, in my opinion.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, so much of investing in anything is you're investing in people, and I think that's more true today than it's ever been. I mean, even in like TradFi, when you're investing in the great CEOs of companies, like you're investing in people first. You know, obviously they have to have an idea. They've got to have a good balance sheet. They got to have, you know, all that stuff from the technical side. But at the end of the day, man, first and foremost, you're investing in a person, in a team, and you're putting your belief in them, you know. And I think it's the same thing in crypto. Let me jump to Brian real quick. Real quick before Brian jumps in, a lot of people are saying that they're not finding the space as easy. So if you guys haven't already, if you already follow the Crypto Breakfast Club main account, great. If you don't follow it, please, so you see us. But also put notifications on for our alerts so you get alerted when the space comes in. I had like 10 people reach out like, I haven't seen the space pop up. You know, the algorithm's always weird. So put your notifications on the CBC main page so you don't miss out. Brian, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good morning, Zach. Good morning, Paid. Doing well. It's been quite a week, guys. Why I haven't been up in the spaces over the last like 7 to 8 days. Just a lot going on internally over at PawChain. Just, man, I tell you guys what. And these project founders.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, fine. These, you know, all the project founders in here, other protocols, the meme coins have been around a long time. Everybody knows that success is definitely not a straight line. And we're kind of going through that right now, but staying steadfast. Got plans. We got our AMA today to announce one of our kind of new portals that we're going to be building. Explaining how, like, you know, all the projects are going to be tracked, pretty much kind of like a one-stop shop website with our scanner, other information on there. So kind of been building that out, some UI, UX improvements coming to the website in the future. Just a lot of cool things going on over here. And then, you know, general market stuff, man. I wanted to jump up here because you guys obviously talking about all the BNB stuff, and we saw that come and go in a matter of hours. And it just kind of summarizes the space of everything is rolling hype, guys. This entire space is just a hype cycle. And if you fall victim to that hype cycle and you leave assets that are down, but you have conviction in to go chase those candles, that is the fastest way to get absolutely rinsed in this space. I think we're seeing it. Obviously, liquidity has left a lot of these chains and moved over to BNB, got rinsed, and, you know, the liquidity will come back. Solana trenches will pick back up. Ethereum, Base, all these things, guys, are going to pick back up. We saw a bit of a reset after the Bitcoin all-time high again. I don't think people are as excited as they should be that Bitcoin hit yet another all-time high, still showing strength. And to be honest, you know, the reason why we decided to build a network like PawChain is to try and, you know, prevent some of that rolling hype for the projects. So, like, if all the liquidity is on BNB chain and you're struggling over on the Solana network or the Base network, AVAX, you name it, you don't have any access to that liquidity. And what we build is you do have access. People can use BNB. People can use AVAX. They can use all these native assets without having to bridge over to these chains to kind of chase that hype. And that's kind of the ultimate goal of what we're building, and that multi-chain, you know, functionality from the liquidity pool, that single pool, to make it easier on everyone. It's just going to take us time to get there, to get that adoption, man. It is a war zone out here. There are thousands of projects, tens of thousands of protocols, new networks, new chains coming out every day. But we do have a plan in place to be able to compete and, you know, expedite our growth and scale accordingly. But I'm doing well, Zach. Just celebrated my 41st birthday. So officially old as hell. 41 is a very exciting age, let me tell you.
Damn, Brian, you
Yeah.
old as fuck. What the hell? Yo, get this guy. I'm surprised you know what a microphone is. This is crazy. How did you even unlock this shit?
I don't even know how I turned my phone on or how this phone works.
Damn. Yo, Brian, remember back in your day they had fucking like cabled phones? I remember. You remember?
Oh, yeah, you used to like stretch them out. You like go hide in your room, pull the cord, and the cord would be like 40 feet long from dragging it out and hiding in your room
Yo,
when you're on the
yeah,
phone. with your
remember
friends.
you try to call a girl late at night and you fucking
You get her
like,
dad and you hang up.
get her dad. That's what I'm about to say. You get her fucking dad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, many, many times, man. Many times. It's a different world now.
Dude, my mom used to listen in on the phone, downstairs, and I didn't know, and then like I'd hear her breathing or something, and I'd be like, "Yo, mom, get off the phone."
Dude, I remember when the AOL first came out, so internet's booming, people are getting into their house, and most people, I didn't have a lot of money growing up, so like we didn't have a second phone line, and I just remember getting screamed at when my parents would pick up the phone, and you would just hear, the noise in the internet, like, get off the computer! I'm waiting on a phone call! And it's just, it's fun stuff, man.
Jesus Christ. And now we have Wi-Fi, We went from that to dude, technology's crazy, bro.
Everybody's got internet in their hands, dude. They got everything in the palm of their hands. It's an unbelievable space, unbelievable time to be here, and to be in the space of emerging technology. And we talk all the time just how early we are, and we still are. This is so early, guys. Everything, like you are watching like a technological revolution unfold in front of you. Yes, you're investing. Yes, you're hoping to make money. But being a part of this at this point in time, this is something really cool. I remember the dot-com boom, too young to take part in that. And this feels like the same. We're just watching AI develop. We're watching this develop. Super intelligence, quantum computing, all these things that are going to absolutely change the world and change everyday lives. And it's really exciting just to, have my name in the hat, to be a part of it, to share these conversations with all of you, and just kind of watch it all unfold in real time.
Love it, man. Yeah, some really good opportunities right now, guys, in the market. Just looking at some things here. Let's see. Aster's coming down pretty hard right now, 164. Man, this is like right at that level we just mentioned. I think Malachi just mentioned it, down 18%. So this is, I don't think this is a bad entry at all. 163 right now. I could see it coming down to that 150 range. I think he said 152. Yeah, right in that range potentially here. But if you're looking for a longer term spot play and, you've been waiting on Aster, that could be an entry. Let's see. What else looks juicy here? Pudgy's back down on some support right at 3 flat. Let's see. SPX down 7%. That one seems to be very volatile, man. That thing moves up and down quickly. So keep an eye on SPX on this pullback here. Zcash continues to hold up pretty well. How about Zcash? We haven't even got into that yet. I actually just put a video out. I got to post it here on X. I just put it out on YouTube. Zcash has some interesting things happening. Not only this privacy narrative heating up, obviously, that's kind of a big thing, even with Aster, the hidden fees, but Zcash got some support from Grayscale, and that's adding some institutional demand for Zcash. And then a guy that I really respect said some really interesting things about Zcash. I don't know if you guys know Naval Ravikant. He's like a serial investor, entrepreneur. But it says here, obviously the Grayscale stuff is attributed, for eligible investors to gain exposure. But Naval Ravikant had some interesting things to say. He said, I want to get his quote right. He said, where's this at? This is what Naval said. He said, where the hell's the quote now? Hold on, I'm looking in this article. Bitcoin is insurance against fiat. Zcash is insurance against Bitcoin. That's what he said in a tweet on October 1st. Go look at the chart from October 1st to now. Naval Ravikant's got, a lot of pull, man. He's a big time investor, and I'm sure people listen to what he says. So take that for what you will. But Zcash, the pump's real, man. It's been ripping, and it's been quiet for a long ass time. It set its all-time high 9 years ago, which is wild. But Mutasco, what's going on, man?
You saw it ate up that entire dip last night, 2 days ago?
Zcash did?
It took it all back. Yeah, it's back up.
Yeah, it's only down 3% right now, Zach, too. It's crazy.
No, like, while everything was dumping, he's like, bye. He just went right back to the top.
Do you think there's some merit here? I mean, obviously, there's probably some level of manipulation, but I think
the piece they're not putting in there is that the Monero might be compromised because of what happened with Cubic. That's the piece. That's the variable.
Oh, so you got people jumping ship from XMR over into Zcash.
I had a lot of Monero guys say they're clipping out, moving back to BTC, or trying to go to alts of those. So that's what that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yo, real quick, and then we'll get to Mutasco. Mutasco, I promise. Guys, don't forget, Futurist is coming up first week of November. Zach speaking. Paid, the most handsome person in Breakfast Club, will be there also, so you can come hang out with me. Zach from Subway will be there. The whole Breakfast Club is going down there. And we're working with Brian right now to get a little side event dinner going. Members only. I'm limited to 50 people tops. The Crypto Breakfast Club, Not So Breakfast Club dinner. That's what I'm calling it. I don't care. I like the name. That's what we're doing. But Brian, don't forget, we got a call later. We're gonna talk about that.
Also,
guys,
if
you
you
go into Futurist, use Zach's code. Zach, plug your code? Thank you.
I think it's just Zach10 or Zach20. Shit. It might be Zach. It's Zach10 or Zach20. I think it's Zach20. It'll give you 20% off your ticket. But real quick, quick comment on that. If you don't want to spend $900+ a night, do not stay Thursday night. Stay Tuesday, Wednesday. You can get a room for like a little over $300 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then just move somewhere else on Thursday. Because Thursday night their rooms are $900+, and it's like $300 on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm gonna leave my bag at the front desk and then go give my speech and then not stay there Thursday night. So
hey,
I went to trip.com the third day, and then I ended up getting a good rate, like $300-400. It's a weird website, trip.com. They might not still have that. Otherwise, stay at the Wyndham for the third night. It's right down the road. That's only like $250-300. Still a good hotel.
Nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to come in and say, Ben. And I'm actually staying elsewhere. There are plenty of good hotels within walking or a very short drive that you can save yourself quite a bit of money, and not $900 a night. That's for sure.
Perfect.
They're paying a premium.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm definitely not staying there Thursday night, but I'll be at the Guitar Hotel Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll be hanging out at the blackjack tables a little bit. Maybe roll it. Maybe spin the ball a few times.
I'm throwing dice.
Yeah.
I'm throwing dice.
Yep. We'll take it to the real casino, guys. So see you out there. Mutasco, what's going on, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Mutasco.
Yes.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Are you are you supposed to be talking right now? It sounds like you shouldn't be talking, and you are.
What was that?
Are you in a library?
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a place that you shouldn't
guys,
be talking.
I can't do the back and forth with you guys. I like to just listen. And so when I get the mic, it's like I'm able to like talk, and then I can go back to my fiat trading job. But just like what Clifford does. So bear with me when I come up and I speak. It's just, I'm trying here, okay? I wish, and I hope it's gonna happen for sure. I know that. I know what I'm doing. So what I would say is this, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this, and this is for the Ethereum boys. There was an exploit in the Ethereum. Well, it's not directly the Ethereum ecosystem. As everybody knows, there's like one point. I've heard a few people talk about this, but what they haven't really addressed is the elephant in the room. If you look at Ethereum's price, it's driven by, I think 70% of the price is driven by supply, right? And the supply is kind of wrapped around how much of the supply is staked, which is the locked supply that, validation and the security, not the network. And then I think the 1559, which is the burning of gas fees, it only goes up when activity goes up. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is if you're still holding, and this is just my view, by the way, I did some analysis on this, and I'm trying to highlight it for people that may be ready to give up, right? Because the drag may continue a little bit more. And the reason that is, and it may not be the only reason, because if the SEC approves the staking thing, I don't know what that would do to the price, right? So take that for whatever it is. And there's other factors as well. But there was an exploit. This is a staking protocol on Solana. They lost about $40 million. And I think there was a lot of chatter in, I think, around 17th September. That was last month. And I think there was some pressure, and Vitalik even stepped up and then did a post on it. You can go on his page and you see his response on that. But basically what happened was, and just for perspective, the validators within Ethereum is slightly over 1 million validators. This is individual validators. And one of the validators that controls I think they have like about 50,000, okay? Let that sink in, 50,000 validators. And they had an API connection that this other protocol that got exploited on Solana. The name of the project company is Kiln, is KILN. You can look them up. But long story short, right now, if you go on Validator Q, I think it's validatorq.com is what it's called. That's where you track the entry queue and the exit queue of Ethereum staking. Those that validates the network. So long story short, literally this particular company, they just it's like saying, hey, oh my gosh, somebody's contract got exploited and $40 million is gone. And then you're like, oh my God, let's panic, let's withdraw and shut down all the validators because our API helps them, even though it's not them directly. So just by that action, and I've been monitoring this, I monitor it like twice a day or something like that just to see when things are heating up. And I go on the site a lot. And I watched it a few days before the event. It was like 500 to 800,000 on the exit queue. And then all of a sudden, I saw it go up to like 1.4 million. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is the exit queue so much? And bear in mind, guys, when the exit queue goes up, people are freaking out. Oh my gosh, people are withdrawing their Ethereum, they're gonna whatever, and the price is gonna dump, all that stuff, right? If you guys have followed when they did the Shanghai thing, when the merge happened, a lot of people had their the Ethereum staked and they couldn't unstake and all that stuff. And then before the day happened, a lot of people had a lot of FUD about, oh my God, Ethereum price is going to collapse because everybody's going to withdraw. But we didn't see that much impact. So what I'm speaking to, actually, I monitor them because I want to see what happens. They're actually supposed to restake the I think it's about 1.4 or something like that. 1.6 million Ethereum. Okay, that's about $7 to $8 billion. Okay, it's not like they're exiting. They did it for just safety reasons. So what that means is the price and the traders and the leverage they may have seen some movements, and that's affecting Ethereum's price. But what I'm estimating is if they restake it, which they just announced, they have to go through an audit, scan their stuff, and then put it back in. Now they have to put this back in. This is supply that is not going out. Okay, so factor that in as you watch. And guys, when this happens, it extends the exit queue duration. So how long does it take for you to exit? Like it's now 42 days. So imagine if we have more, then it will just go up. So that is something people are not monitoring on the Ethereum ecosystem. What does that mean? BNB is on price discovery, so it could go to any price. I was listening to some guy who doesn't usually do crypto, but he was analyzing the BNB chart, and it looks like this thing could do a massive run from here. So at this point, your technical analysis is not actually going to work, because if a stock or token is in price discovery, it's almost impossible, because it could go anywhere. So watch out on not on just Binance. Okay, this could happen, and the trickle down effect. I had somebody earlier on talking about MetaMask and the Pep desk. I said this the other day. I said it's like Michael Saylor, and this is just a mental model for anybody listening, right? If you want to bet, right, just do a little bit of concentration. I've said this before, that if you're bullish on MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor, he's going for the $300 trillion bond market. Okay, he's creating his own yield curve, all that crap. But he says, I just want 1% of the 300 trillion. If you believe he will achieve that and you hold MSTR, your prayer is that Michael Saylor doesn't blow up. And if he achieves it, you win big time, because depending on how much you bought in, you could win long term. It's not like 5-hour chart, maybe 2 days chart kind of stuff. This is long term investment, right? It's like holding Amazon. Now, take what I just said and look at what I said 3 days ago about PEP DAXs and derivatives, right? The PEP perpetual futures market alone did 58.5 trillion, okay? And this volume is only on just the top 10 centralized exchanges. Let that sink in. 58.5 trillion in just the PEPs market. So if everybody is bullish about PEPs, and you're saying, oh, Asta is great, Hyperliquid is great, ask yourself, this is trading volume, right, driven by the top 10 exchanges. And I said Bybit, Binance, I think OKX and some other ones, Maxi and other stuff. They have all kinds of volume in that sector. Now, if you break it down to the lower level, let's say the DEX, right? This is decentralized exchange PEP market. We are literally right now, in the last 30 days, we've done like 1.2 trillion, okay? So let's just say, let's do like some simple numbers here. If we just stay at 1.2 trillion times 12 months, that's like what, 14 trillion? So that's still lower than 58 trillion for a year for the centralized exchanges. So think about it this way. If we're doing 1.2 trillion, this is DEX. This is because it's, no KYC, self-custody, all that stuff, right? So MetaMask is trying to eat into it. But there's top 3 players: Hyperliquid, Asta, Lighter. I think it's Lighter. It's on the StackNet blockchain.
LPO, Lighter DAO?
Yeah, Lighter DAO. Yeah. Those are the 3, and this is just based on numbers, by the way. It's not even like, oh, I'm favoring this or that, because if you go down the list, DYX, or whatever it's called, DYDX, or whatever, DXDY, and then there's MGX or whatever. You go down the list, but I'm just listing the top 3. So and for me, I hold Lister. I hold Lister DAO and I hold Asta DAO, Asta. The reason I hold Asta, and I'm gonna keep buying, okay? Any price below $2, and this is just me. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm just gonna keep buying, okay? Because I think if we're looking at 58 trillion, and these are the centralized exchanges, by the way, right? And the foreign ones have been doing really well. Binance and the rest, they've been doing like 60 to 70%, right? When you come to the US, you have Coinbase, Robinhood. They're not doing that much in that area. They're doing a lot more in spot, but they're trying to. And I've said this before. Coinbase bought Deribit. Robinhood bought Bitstamp or whatever that company is. They're trying to get into that market. So long story short, what am I trying to say here? The centralized exchanges are seeing that the decentralized side of PEP's market is heating up, and they want to eat into that market. What will that do? It would only drive the volume up. So that means there's a lot of demand there. Now you can go risk your money in other stuff, but there are solid plays. All you need to do is hold the ones that are leading, because these are the fastest horses in the queue. You don't want to go throw a lot of money into stuff that is not showing any momentum. So that's just the way I'm looking at it. And so what MetaMask is doing, there's a lot more there, because I've followed consensus, and I've followed what they've been, the upgrades that have put together that actually brought them to this day, right? So there's a lot of things that they've done on the back end in terms of like auctions and how, just how people trade on chain. They've done a lot of upgrade, and that's why they've gotten to this point. And I'm not surprised that they're here, because there will be more. All you have to focus on is who is the fastest. Go ahead, Zach.
I was going to ask you, did you see that MetaMask added support for Hyperliquid yesterday?
Yeah, that was what I was. I think I had somebody speak about it.
Giggling. They were like, "How long is it going to take for the little loading screen to come up in the middle of getting liquidated?"
There's latency issues as well, guys. But just be careful. But guys, the thing that we haven't seen yet, and I woke up and I saw Bitcoin do correction. All I saw, I went to look at why the DXY is ticked up a little bit. The bond yields have started to like behave a certain way. So macro wise, it has some implications on how Bitcoin reacts. But what the biggest elephant in the room, and I just heard this morning, the head of the New York Fed, John Williams, is reported to have said that he's also very close to Jerome Powell, by the way. They're projecting that they'll be expect cuts for the rest of the year. So every meeting there'll be a cut. That's what this guy is literally saying. This guy literally has close ears with Jerome Powell. And the point he made was they're seeing serious concerns and slowdown on the labor market. Now, we have the data, BLS, and all the other economic stuff that reports to Wall Street. Because of the shutdown, these data points have not been disclosed yet. What you want to know also is that there are people who already probably know what the data looks like. If they're trying to massage it before it comes out, this is the best time to do that. Now, whether it looks good or not, you don't need to be in the Trump family to know this. Just look at the stock market, okay? So far, the stock market has done almost 25 all-time highs, the S&P 500. So it's literally ticking all-time high on top of all-time high. Okay, and in this room, I can tell because probably nobody here holds gold, nobody here holds silver, but silver just hit an all-time high. Okay, so what was that?
It hit $50. Yes.
Yeah. So it looks like we are sidelined because we're not invested in all of these things. But don't get too impatient, because there is a lot of big catalysts that would flow in. While, by the time we end the year, this is why I think I'm convinced that this will extend into mid next year, right? It's very likely that could happen because obviously after that, politics and campaign gets a little too hot. There will be protests on the streets, all that crap. So if you're buying in, just know when to sell, because they will drag you out, okay? So I'm still bullish for these reasons, right? The data points, what we're seeing, the competition that is heating up in the PEPs, and the DEX side of the crypto. And if you do your research and you see where these big players are headed with their money, and guess what? I think Matt might like this a lot. The poly market guy, okay? There'll be poly token. But what is interesting about poly market is that the New York Stock Exchange is getting into this game when we're headed into a midterm election. You guys know poly market was very hot during the election season, right? 2024. Now, if I'm somebody who's going to predict maybe, in terms of timing, do I need to hold poly token when they launch it? Maybe, because in the midterms, I'm sure it's going to get really hot, right? And if New York Stock Exchange is getting into the game, there's other players too. There's other dynamics that could be introduced into poly market. So these are all new opportunities that are actually yet to show up in the market. I don't believe that anybody with a lot of money knows that the market is ending in like 2 weeks. And they're now signing partnerships and getting into all kinds of big deals, right? That is just my own speculation. So, it's a speculation. Don't take it for anything. But it doesn't convince me that the market is about to collapse in 3 weeks. If you follow, previous cycles, 18 months after halving, all that crap, right? So it's clear that we're going to extend the market. And whatever happens from here, the best thing you can do is find the top assets in each subsector, right? And just hodl it. That's the easiest thing you can do. Because if you start selling one for the other, you're going to lose money, you're going to get wrecked, and then you can't catch the top, right? And you get frustrated. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not touching any of my old plays. I'm opening my eyes on the new plays that are coming in, and I'm sizing in as I can. There's no pressure. All I'm doing is just watching. But this PepDex thing is a huge deal. If you do your research and you see the amount of volume, that the amount of revenue the foreign exchanges are driving from this, it's a cash cow. And the only thing that would drive this, and the only reason the PEPs are actually going up is because there's high leverage, right? There's high leverage. If there's high leverage, it's just going to increase the demand. So if the margins are high, I expect more players to come in. And the more players coming in, competition heats up the market, and then you know the outcome. So I'm still bullish generally, and that's just my view. Guys, the thing that kills people right now is getting impatient. And I just told you, if you hold any meme coin in the Ethereum ecosystem, you might have to wait for the next 2 to 3 months. And it's just a reality. Because if Ethereum doesn't move, it's going to be very hard to see how Pepe or Shiba or any token that you have, it's going to move. It's not going to move, right? So, but I see some stickiness within the Ethereum ecosystem. You can go look up this as well. Look up KILN, the incident. Go look up the Q on Ethereum, and then that can tell you, you can do all kinds of analysis there and figure out how much longer do we have before the next run. But that's what I have.
Mutasco, Arthur Hayes, who I know you respect and I know you cite him a lot, he recently dropped a new essay. Did you hear about it? Did you see it?
I read them. I just finished one last night. The one he just released. Which one are you referencing? There's 2 that he released in the last just within this week.
Yeah, so the one I'm referencing here are his hot takes. He thinks, Arthur Hayes, guys, big time investor, probably know him if you've been around the crypto market for a little bit. He thinks the 4-year cycle is dead and a new bear market is not around the corner. I mean, to your points there. Hayes says Bitcoin doesn't pump because of halvings. It pumps when liquidity flows. Past crashes weren't caused by supply-demand cool-offs. They were caused by monetary tightening. And right now, global liquidity is expanding again. The Fed is cutting interest rates. Trump wants stimulus checks. Japan and China are easing as well. The money is about to get cheaper and plentiful. And that's why the real top isn't coming in anytime soon for Bitcoin and crypto. So to basically kind of consolidate and almost bring your point right to a head again is, that's Arthur Hayes' take in terms of where we are right now. And I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense. Anybody else want to respond?
I just read that last night. I tagged you on the last page of that essay. And by the way, it's not even Arthur Hayes' take. It's like this guy does extensive research. He pays a lot of money to get some quality information. That's why I like to read his essays, because it's not just saying stuff. It's more like using information that most people don't have access to. And he puts it all together in an essay. When you read it, you kind of get the point, right? So I'm not going to fade. I mean, there's some estimates that Trump, by the time his presidency ends, his presidency would have printed $4.3 trillion. Okay? Let that sink in. When you hold a token and the dev says we're gonna print 4 trillion of the token, what happens to the base token, right? It inflates you away. So a lot of people don't understand this concept. It's about debasement. That's what Arthur Hayes is talking about. I think the other essay was the one I referenced yesterday with Crypto UK Crypto Queen, because he addressed Europe and all that stuff that's going on there. But this one is actually beautiful because a lot of people asked him to talk about it, and so I'm aligned with him in terms of like the printing. If you watch the printing, as we always say, follow the money. If there's more printing, you don't want to be in fiat. You don't also want to not invest, right? If you understand how this works, the stock market will literally appreciate, and anybody holding stocks is going to do massively better than you. That's just the way this works.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. I got my crypto, I got my stocks, got a little real estate. I even got a little gold, Mutasco. I got my non-flashy little gold necklace on right now. But it's very subtle.
This dude's like the kid in middle school who begs his parents to get him a little gold chain so he looks cool.
I bought that myself. This is
America.
America.
He's got a fitted hat on. I mean, look at his damn profile.
I bought it myself. This is America. We do things, we grind. It's an individualistic society, man. We go get it.
Yeah, okay.
Bring your hard hat and lunch pail, Cliff. What's up?
Yo, Cliff, if you don't come up here with a hard hat and your lunch pail, I don't need you speaking.
Well, matter of fact, I actually have a hard hat right here in my vehicle. So, I do have
True American.
Yes. That's a true American, brother.
Yeah.
I'm more native than Clifford.
More native?
Yeah, the king of Ghana just said he's more native than you, Clifford. How do you feel?
Well, we just brought the most American person in the room up on stage, so you guys can all go pound salt, because Coach is in the building now, and that's a true American hero.
That's a true-blooded American man right there. Coach!
What's going on, guys? Oh, man.
Cliff, go ahead, bro. We didn't mean to. Cliff, go ahead, dude.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Cliff said, okay, I guess I don't get to talk.
I'm just trying to. No, I should listen to Clifford, man. He does more research than I do. Yeah, I'm just looking for the next move here, guys. I do have gold and silver, a shitload of coins and stuff, and I'm thinking about selling here. Or maybe, I don't know. It's hard to time things like we all know. It's really hard to time things. But if I sell it, where do I frickin' go? Feel like we're at the top here, somewhere close. It's hard to say. If you go with the patterns, you get October and then it drops down, but liquidity's coming in. I'm having some hard decisions, so I'm listening to you guys. Hey, be my financial advisor. I got to beat inflation here. Take some profits and find somewhere to go.
Don't sell your silver yet.
You think?
Yeah, because if you guys don't know this, Oklahoma, Texas, and Wyoming passed their state law for cryptocurrencies and transactional payments on the blockchain that will be backed by the reserves of gold and silver in those 3 states going live on March 7th, 2027.
So those states have the reserves?
Those do have reserves now, yes, sir. And Oklahoma and Texas is opening up the old mining operations that have not been used in over 70 years.
Which is bearish on the sector, right?
What? No. Never fade.
Yeah, it dilutes it down.
Never fade the original RWAs.
I mean, silver is one of the biggest conductor areas also for any high energy areas. It keeps the temperature down more at the same time. So more data centers come online, the more they're going to be using silver. The more solar panels that they have to have too, the more silver is coming online. Because Fort Sill, if you guys don't know about right there in Oklahoma right now, or Fort Bliss, they've actually put up literally 2 miles by 4 miles square wide of nothing but solar panels, and they're adding on more.
That's good information. I appreciate it.
I'm keeping my silver for my retirement years and gold.
Well, I'm in my retirement years, so it's a little bit different, right? And again, I've got some rare coins and stuff, and it's like, where do you, it's not so much, it is, it's where do you take your profit and then what do you leave where, is kind of my situation. It is what it is.